So, welcome to a triple mirrored besieged draft. I'd been able to play a Swiss sealed and another draft before this, and I went 3-1 and 2-1 respectively in those. So I'm having a good day, not the greatest day. Actually, in the last round, I punted the last game. It was pretty bad, but Green Sun Zenith. Right now, it's hard to check the prices on these rares because they're fluctuating back and forth. But it is worth a couple bucks at least. So I'm gonna pick it up. It should be one thing to note is you try not to sell your rares as soon as you when a set is being heavily drafted like this, because the rares there's so much supply, it overtakes demand and they're so cheap. So now's the time to buy, not to sell. So we'll go with the Green Sun Zenith here. Okay, so we have an interesting pack here. No true removal. We have pseudo removal and geyser and relic order, and removal for flyers and pistis strike. So if I use this Green Sun Zenith, which I'm not sure I will, it could be good in a dinosaurs deck or a poison deck, but there's no good infect cards here. In fact, there's no infect cards at all. My thought here is to go with the Lumen-Grid Drake. It's good in any non-infect deck, essentially. It's not great, but it's definitely serviceable. So I think we'll go here. Keep our options open. Okay, so here we have our first set of removal. Besides Virulently Wounded in the first pack. Divine Offering. I think it's a good sign that white is open. I don't see any. The only thing you'd take besides these two, well, there are a few things, but for the most part, they're mostly rares. So I think white might be open, and Divine Offering is really good. There's actually very few ways to kill artifacts in this set, so we're going to go here. We'll see what happens. Okay. Here's one of my favorite cards. Patrick Chapin was talking about this card all during the Pro Tour. I really do like the card, and it'll keep us off any color for now. Of note, there is a Rotwolf, but and there's also a Scourge Servant. But I'm gonna stick with. I don't like playing Infect, although I don't think it's open. This could be just. Although there's two decent ones in this pack. I still think we're just gonna go with the Wellspring here. I think it's the strongest card out of here. Okay, so it looks like blue is open. There's also this guy. He's really strong against non-infect decks, especially in triple. We're in Besieged. Keeping our options open though, there is Mirsire, and he's pretty solid. I really liked him. He also fits in the deck with Wellspring pretty well, so I think I'm gonna take him. Another Wellspring. So we're keeping our options open here. This card is not very good. It's worse than the Tutor in M11. In M11, this card's pretty good, but I think we'll just keep our options open here. Wellspring, and there's another Wellspring. Okay, that's interesting. I guess we'll take another one. Crush is a fine card, especially with all the living weapons. This card's pretty good, but he doesn't have an effect, so he's kind of iffy in effect. He's kind of filler. This guy's pretty decent. I've never seen this guy in play. So here, we could go dinosaurs. This guy's, most people thought he was horrible, but it turns out he's really hard to kill. Only a few cards kill him. Go for the throat and spread the sickness. But let's see here. We're filling up our two-drop spot pretty quickly. Well, let's just stick colors for now. We'll see what happens. Dross Ripper. Well, Scourge Ripper, that's pretty late. Okay, well, we'll pick this up. This shouldn't be here that late, I don't think. It's not a great card, but it's definitely good for Infect. This card could be good for red, but I don't see us being red right now. And we have to be very aggressive, and Wellsprings aren't aggressive. Okay, we'll take this guy. Vanguard Marauder this late, wow. Okay, well, Vivisection is great with our Wellspring, not our Wellsprings, our Mirror-Sires. But Vanguard Marauder is great with our Green Sun Zenith. He's also good with the Wellsprings if we find a way to sacrifice him against other decks. So actually, I like Marauder here. Okie dokie, well, that's interesting. There is a pseudo removal spell here. It is removal, it's just only one toughness removal. But the poison could be really nice on this card. We might be green-black, but okay, this guy is probably the pick. Wow, so blue is really open. Okay, we'll take the Spire Serpent. I think he's a little bit harder to get than Vivisection. Crush is not supposed to be the last pick. There was a lot of cards in that pack that were worse than Crush, so I don't know. I mean, it's not the greatest card. It's definitely not as good as Shatter, but ooh, Massacre Worm. That is fantastic. We'll take that. So I think we're going to go into black if we can, because this card is just ridiculous. Okay, Into the Core is pretty good. There's Go for the Throat. I think we'll just stick with black and take Go for the Throat. We could be green-black non-infect, which would be fine. Any reason to go into white again? No. I'm not willing to take these over. Well, actually, I think Morbid Plunder is the card here. And let me move this out of the way. So, I'm thinking Morbid Plunder is the card. We'll solidify black. This card's not bad, definitely, but I do like the card advantage off this card. So he could be black-green, not an effect, or black-blue, not an effect. We might turn out an effect, but I really doubt it. I haven't seen too many infect cards going around. This card is pretty decent. He's better if you have blue, but he's not unrunnable if you don't. Okay, so there's no black in this pack. This card does not count as a card as far as I'm concerned. Although, I mean, I'm sure somebody can use it effectively. I'm not going to even bother with it because it just tends to be a bad card for the most part. So we'd either go green, there's an effect card there, or blue. Oculus is pretty strong, I like him. There's also the option of picking up a Peace Strider. He is a fine card. Let's see. I'm going to go with blue because it's more my playstyle. Yeah. Okay, this is interesting as well. Here, let's hide that for now. Let me see here. I'm thinking the pick here, sadly, is Peace Strider. I don't see... This is a little bit expensive. I think that's a correct pick. Yeah.